It finally happened. You got that All-Ireland last year. Does that change your approach coming into this year's championship?
It doesn't change our approach. It's still the same amount of hard work. It does change our stance on how we look at things, and we have now set a benchmark of how we should play and how other teams should play, so we have to up that along with other teams upping as well. So it just means for better quality games this year, and we're really looking forward to the new setup of championship as well, which should be exciting. I think the standard is definitely increasing. There's different demands being asked of us every day, every time we go out to training, and the intensity and the levels of fitness and strength are definitely improving. And all those teams are huge contenders this year, and we would never underestimate any team we come up against. Especially coming into the Leinster final now, we know that Westmeath are a fit and fast team, and we're looking forward to that challenge.
Westmeaths definitely are a team on the up. I was watching them, I remember last year, and some of their players, what I noticed, they had huge pace. Dublin has pace as well, but maybe what you guys have, and Westmeath mightn't agree with me, is that you might have a little bit more strength and maybe a little bit more physicality. Would I be right there?
Maybe in some instances. I think that Westmeath are definitely a fit and fast team. They almost caught us in the league, and we had a bit of a scare there, but every team is getting stronger and fitter each year, and I think that while we have pace and strength in all of our girls on the pitch, so do Westmeath in different ways, and both teams have different qualities and different strengths, and we hope that it's a good challenge and a good match on the day.
We hear a lot of complaining about the men's football championship on the other side, the Leinster championship, and perhaps people mightn't realise, but ladies football has a much more beneficial, more positive structure perhaps, because it goes into pool stages and things like that, so it means that you actually get meaningful games in the run-up, hopefully in your case in an All-Ireland final, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely with the lads I know that this year no one was in contention with them, and I think it was almost inevitable that they were going to win, but this, we're coming up against Westmeath. As I said, they're a really strong, fit team, and they'll definitely put it up to us, and we know that, and we're preparing for that. I know that this year, we go straight into a Leinster final this year, so there's no semi or so I guess in that sense you could say that we're probably in the same boat in terms of Leinster not being that competitive, but we're preparing for a Leinster final. It doesn't matter how many matches you've had before that, and the league did us a huge amount of good, so we're delighted with where we are at the moment. So
we've seen a few surprise performances. I say surprise, a qualified surprise, in that Galway beat Mayo, for example. People would have thought perhaps Mayo would have been the stronger. Donegal gave a really massive display as well. When you're watching these teams from afar, obviously you're watching the games, what are you thinking when you're watching them?
You're obviously looking at it from a point of view of an opponent, but it's enjoyable to watch the sport, and I was delighted. I know some of the Galway girls, and I was delighted for them on the weekend. They gave a really convincing performance, and so did Mayo. It's not to say that Mayo were the weaker team, it's just on the day, but it's really exciting to watch all of those matches, and we're looking at it from an opposition point of view. You're looking at what each player can do, but you're just delighted to watch and see the sport at such a competitive level.
Do you do much technical work like video analysis and things like that?
Yeah, I think most teams do that at this stage. The game is developing so quickly, and if you weren't to do video analysis, I don't think you'd catch a lot of the things that teams are using, the techniques and stuff. So yeah, we've got a brilliant team, and we work with them fairly often, so they're always in the loop in terms of training and matches and stuff, and all of the information they give us is extremely valuable.
I'd imagine this year, again, the dynamic must be slightly different because now you're champions, but you still have to up that level. So that must be, I don't want to use the word difficult, but how do you go up to the next level to make sure you stay on top?
It's all about pushing each other in-house. So, most people would say that our in-house matches are the most competitive matches we'll play all year. And we do have a special bond, and we are all extremely close, but that comes with, as soon as you step onto the pitch, those friend boundaries are gone, and it's as competitive as it would be playing against Mayo, Galway, Cork, and I think that's the most important thing, that we're constantly all kind of upping our levels and pushing ourselves and each other.